This episode of We Like Shooting Double Tap is brought to you by Black Rhino Concealment, Manicore Arms, Polymer 80, Sonoran and Desert Institute, and Bowers Group.
Welcome to We Like Shooting Double Tap, episode 136, where we answer your questions, ask a few of our own, and touch base on gun industry news. Our panel tonight is the owner of River's Edge Tactical and Range in Valley City, Ohio. It's Jeremy Potsderick. He's the International Lord of Hate. We've got the International Lord of Love, Nick Lynch, by my side. We got Machine Gun Moses coming in loud and clear from Michigan. My name is Sean Herron, and I want to welcome you all to the show. Jesus. I got butterfingers tonight. And I don't mean that I'm clumsy. I mean that I have butter all over my fingers. Aaron, what's up?
Butter.
Why are you so quiet?
I'm not quiet. I'm right here.
Oh, yeah, there you are. Hey, Nick, how are you?
I'm doing better than I was before.
Jeremy, what's going on with that face?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. You know that it's offensive, right? What was that noise? Okay, good. Perfect. Well, I guess at this point there's nothing left to do but to talk about Polymer 80.
Quick, everybody talk about it before the sting ends. Before Sean can play the music.
Polymer 80 has a bill by itself under $500. Use coupon code WLS. How was that?
That was like right on the cut.
Was that good?
Yeah.
Was that good?
I mean, it was done. It wasn't good, but it was done.
Aaron, guess what?
Chicken.
We get to see Alex in like a week.
I like Alex. He's a good guy.
No, he really is. And he's one of your peeps.
I know. Actually, I was just talking to my wife about it today.
About what?
Peeps in the industry.
You
And how we have our little peep triangle going on.
Yeah,
You don't know about.
Wait, what?
It's the cabal.
You guys are plotting.
Well, you know, we just talk.
You know what I love about Alex is how he comes and hangs out with us while we drink, even though he doesn't really drink.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get
Act
drunk and rowdy,
stupid,
and we do terrible things and make really horrible jokes, and he just like uncomfortably laughs.
Yeah, no, it's great, but he always comes back, and
Yeah.
and Dave Jr. is always there as well these days.
Yes.
He's awesome because he's as crazy as we are, if not more crazy. So Alex is babysitting us and babysitting him, and it's fantastic. But yeah, like we love Polymer 80. We were just talking the other day. We're going to do a pressure test for like a bullet setback.
Yes.
It's actually going to be kind of awesome. But
20 guns, all fired at once.
No. I hate that idea. I'm willing to destroy one gun.
We're going to put a triple proof load into one gun and shoot it 20 times.
Okay, you know what? We're going to use one gun, and we're going to shoot it until it blows up. But it's a Polymer 80, and the problem is I love my Polymer 80s. So I was gonna, Aaron, can you send us one of yours?
No.
We're both FFLs. Just serialize it, send it over.
No.
Why?
Because I like my Polymer 80s a lot, too.
And I promise if you're out there listening, you'll definitely like yours too. If you are handy in the least, like if you can hang up a picture, you could probably do a Polymer 80. So it's super easy. They ship straight to your door.
Alex is watching.
Alex is watching. Well, now I'm embarrassed that we said so many beautiful things.
Yeah.
Hi, Alex. Yeah, so we are going to do a test on bullet setback on self-defense ammo and see how long it takes until that setback. Because, you know, you rechamber the same round over and over and over again. Eventually, it'll set back a little bit in some ammunition. So we're actually going to see how long it takes before it's catastrophic.
How far of a setback will it take for it to actually cause an issue?
Yeah. Yeah, and we talked about it when we first talked about it. I was like, "Oh yeah, I've got a ton of them." And then I started thinking about it. I was like, "But no, I love them all." Anyway, polymer80.com. Use coupon code WLS is life, and that will save you 10% all day, every day. And at their buy, build, sell, buy, build, shoot. Don't sell it. It's Polymer 80. Buy, build, shoot is under $500, I believe, with our coupon code, which is a fantastic deal for an entire gun sent to your house right now. It's not a big deal at all. Let's talk about it. Would you rather? So, Would You Rather is where Aaron presents us with a whole ton of options and choices, but this week I'm very confused. Aaron, what do you have for us?
A Colt Python versus a Colt Python. And what I'm referring to is the old Colt Python versus the new Colt Python.
Old Colt Python. Nick?
Okay.
The old Colt Python, I think.
Jeremy?
Mateva. I don't know. I don't remember what the question was.
Would you want an old Colt Python or a new Colt Python?
Mateva Unica 6.
All right, so let me just read some comments because they're making me laugh right now. Ancient One says, sounds like a high point test. I agree, but polymer 80s are more ubiquitous, so it's going to be more far-reaching, I think. And honestly, I'm afraid of shooting the high point to the point of catastrophic failure.
There's a lot of hot metal flying everywhere.
Justin P. said, I called it. Savage wouldn't be here, probably out taking stupid photos.
Now, I'll be honest. He does a good job with his photography. He is actually a really good photographer.
I enjoy it a lot. I hate his captions, but also at the same time, I'm like, he's an artist. Who am I to judge?
But what bothers me is he takes like 20 photos in one day, and he'll post all 20 photos in a row versus just making one long. Like, you can put all 20 photos in one post on Instagram, Savage.
Yeah.
Please.
Funkmaster Fat said, would you rather have Aaron or literally anyone else as a host?
Aaron.
Aaron.
There are some horrible people out there.
Yeah.
Who's that one guy who talked about his child dysfunction?
Bill Frady.
Bill Frady.
Yeah.
Aaron.
I thought that
Bill
was
Frady.
Aaron.
It's not me. I have no erectile dysfunction.
Not anymore.
In fact, I'm right now.
Not every. You haven't had erectile dysfunction since you sought treatment, correct?
If it lasts longer than 4 hours, Sean, you should seek help.
Well, then I needed help 6 months ago. 8 months ago, actually. That's when I met Angel.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, Dustin said you'll get more attention if you blow up a regular Glock. But I don't have any Glocks, actually. I've got one Glock, and I actually don't like it very much. Let me see. Are you being nice to Aaron?
Sorta.
Here's what we do. We do the Polymer 80, but we do like a really clickbaity title with the words on the thumbnail that say something about like Polymer 80, will it fail or something like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's how we do things, actually.
Yeah. And then people are like, oh, will the Polymer 80 break? And then they click on it and they watch the video and they're like, of course it will.
Catholic Fundamentalist just said, well, it went away.
Well, then he does
Need a buy build shoot in the Glock 42, 43 size Polymer 80.
But
maybe
the Glock,
both.
But the Glock 42 and 43 are different sizes.
But then Alex Brodsky said, coming in 2020, Glock 43 BBS kit.
Ooh.
That stands for Big Beautiful Shooter.
Yeah, it does.
Hey, it's 2020. Where is it at?
He said coming. He didn't say.
Yeah, in 2020. It is now 2020. Where's it at?
It's coming.
It's all over.
Is it or is it breathing hard?
Ew.
So anyway, Aaron, would you rather have the old Colt Python or the new one?
I'd rather have the new one, to be honest with you.
Why?
Better trigger.
Do you know that for a fact?
It's what I've seen videos and them talking with their marketing people. And so the marketing people said, yes.
I trust marketing people.
They said one of the big things that they were concerned about is the first thing that anyone ever does when they pick up a gun is try out the trigger. And they didn't want it to be a shitty trigger. So they really worked hard to make it nice. In fact, their code name for it was, in the production, was the Ford Mustang. Because they
haven't made a cool one since 1972?
Or because it was used to mow down people in Las Vegas?
Because what they wanted to do was make something with similar lines, but very and close to the original, but updated, like the Colt or like the Ford Mustang.
God, the comments are killing me tonight. Funkmaster Fat said, "Does Polymer 80 make a 10mm kit?" Asking for Jeremy. Let's see.
I like the Polymer 80 Mark 23.
Alex said, "I've got 1 month. Leave me the alone, Jeremy."
I think he meant I got 12 or 11 months.
Yeah. You're right. Actually, 11 months. He corrected it. Cameron said Jeremy without a beard looks like Rosie O'Donnell with cancer, but still overweight. Ethan, has Jeremy been crying? Is Jeremy crying?
Yes.
No.
Alex said we're working on slide and barrel now for G20. Nick, I don't know Glock very well. I prefer guns I can shoot without putting holes in Jeremy's ceiling.
That's all guns if you know how to shoot them.
Ken, that's why he's trying maybe. Anyway, all right.
Holes in the ceiling.
That'll do there. Let's go ahead and talk.
Oh, God.
What? Oh, Jesus. That
I
face.
never thought Jeremy could look more autistic, but you know what?
He's like the little pig. This little pig went to market. This little pig went home. This little pig had Jeremy's face and went, "Wee!" Anyway, we're not supposed to
screeching.
No, we're not supposed to make
We're not supposed to say that.
All right, guys. Next up, we have Bowers Group. So I was just talking. I'm going to say this right now. The War Dog K9 is one of the most awesome suppressors that I've ever used. So we have this Draco from Century Arms. It's a 9mm Draco pistol, and it's pretty fun. Like, we shot a lot, and we really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I took it out this last weekend and shot it with the War Dog K9 from Bowers Group, and it took a gun that I liked a little bit, and I shot it all day, like over and over and over, magazine after magazine after magazine. Like, I don't know what it is, but that short little 9mm suppressor, holy, it was awesome. So that suppressor will actually work with 300 blackout all the way up to supersonic. It'll work with 38 special, 357 Magnum, 9x19, 9x39.
300 blackout subsonic.
I said that.
Did you?
Well, I said all the way up to super.
I wasn't paying attention.
I know. But basically anything under that diameter. And on that Draco, and I watched a video from VSO, and he's like, it's better on like roller delayed stuff. But man, I watched it and I was like super stoked with it on that Draco. It was quiet. Our friend Mike M, he shot it, and he's got a ton of like 9mm carbine stuff. He's got like a Galil Ace and all kinds of other stuff, and he enjoyed it a lot. So definitely go check them out. It's $635 MSRP. You can save money by using code WLS at bowersgroup.com. And seriously, that suppressor became one of my favorite ones over last weekend. So we'll be testing it and shooting it a lot more recently, but I do love it. Aaron, do you have one of those?
No, I just have the 30T.
Okay, the Verse 30.
Yeah, T, because it's titanium.
Very nice.
And I have the Biddy.
Oh yeah, Biddy, one of my favorites too. I think I like short suppressors, and I cannot lie. The other brothers can't deny.
Okay,
I gotta get one for the 350 Legend because I've been selling a ton of those.
That's the Verse 375, dude. It's fucking awesome. We're actually getting ready to do a bolt action versus an AR style 350 Legend with help from both Bowers Group and Boyd's Gun Stocks. So very cool stuff coming up very soon.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Let's see. Matt Lidstrom says, does Bowers Group make a can rated for 10mm on pistols?
Asking for a friend.
Asking for Jeremy. No, he said no for me. I want to suppress my P220 10mm. I actually don't know. I don't know the answer, so I can't even answer that.
They don't make anything with a booster, so if you think it needs a booster, actually, I got the what's the 45 pistol can, the wet 45 can that they make.
I don't remember the name of that off the top.
I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I have one, and I think I have the insert in the back for 10mm.
Yeah, you've inserted a lot of things in the back.
Ha 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 ha. And I'm pretty sure I have the thread insert for that, so we could see if it'll cycle.
There you go. Do that and let us know. And let Matt know, since he lives right down the road from you.
He literally drinks at my house when he's not being his wife's.
I know, which is very rarely because he's always his wife's.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Burn when you pee? Unsure about your relationship? Why can't you use 45 in a 9mm? Get your questions answered on #DearWLS. Visit WeLikeShooting.com/DearWLS to submit your question.
I almost died. I'm okay. It's fine. Lots of jokes about Nick. Ancient One says Nick's early tonight. Carlos says Nick's trying to suppress his as we speak. Yeah. Justin says Jeremy doesn't have a 10mm yet. Okay, goodness. Anyway, this is where we answer questions. You can submit your own at welikeshooting.com/dearwls. We will get them into the show notes, and we talk about them every week, and you can hear us like on everything that you say. And by us, I mean Jeremy. And yeah. You know what?
So the first question.
Take the one that's on the screen right now, Aaron.
Oh, sorry to get political, but will all the Democrats running for president be anti-gun and Trump not really showing any pro-gun initiative? Is Orange Man still bad? When it comes to the coming 2020 elections, what are your thoughts? I've lost a lot of faith in Trump after his follies on bump stocks and his statements on red flag laws. I'm tired of the whole Trump is playing 4D chess. I can't justify even in the foreseeable future voting Democrat. So
it's a good question.
It is a great question because I'm in the same boat, actually. You know, I feel honestly the same way. There is no Democrat out there that I feel comfortable voting for.
That's surprising.
It shouldn't be. Given that Trump has established a huge presidential powers with being able to just wave a magic wand and take away rights through the ATF.
Executive orders.
Yeah, thank you. So that scares me that he's done that. He's opened up that door for any Democrat who in the future, because as long as we keep like either the House or the Senate, then we're good. I don't care if we have a Democrat or a Republican on office, but with the executive orders that he's given broad powers to, that scares me, and it really screws all over on that one. So I don't know. I'm at a loss.
Jeremy, what do you think?
I'm pretty much like a racist with with the N-word. It's a hard R across the board.
All right. Yeah, so for me, here's the thing. Has Trump been amazing for the Second Amendment? No. Did he promise he was going to be amazing for the Second Amendment? Yes. Is he now also spouting rhetoric that just today at some megachurch in front of 5,000 people say that, you know, as long as I'm here, your Second Amendment is going to be safe? Yeah, he said that today. It reminded me very much of what he said last time. I literally just talked about this tonight on This Week in Guns on the Firearms Radio Network, and I'll talk about it again right now. I am a one-issue voter, period, without question. Nothing else matters. That's it. I'm a one-issue voter. That issue is gun rights. Now, I am also a man who has thrown away – I'm also a dude who has thrown away his vote multiple times voting for third parties. I voted for Gary Johnson. I voted for Ross Perot. I thought that maybe that would change it. In 2016, Gary Johnson had 3.27% of the vote. That is not enough. Then I look at, how much did Trump win by? Not a whole lot. If we add that 3.27% to that Republican vote, that Republican ticket, does that put him well ahead? Yes, probably. So I voted for Trump because I wanted to burn the system down. He's burning the system down, and sometimes that includes our rights. We'll take the guns due process later. Bump stocks, nope, they're going to be banned. All kinds of other things are absolutely 100% not agreeable to me. I have said this on multiple shows. I've said this to Aaron. I've said it to Jeremy, that I think that the makeup of our current Supreme Court is one of the greatest things that Trump has done, and the thing that we may not recognize today, tomorrow, but we're going to recognize it in a decade. And I think that there's basically 4 really good gun rights cases that are requesting to be heard by the Supreme Court that we'll talk about, Heller or McDonald, and making those things not just Second Amendment being that right inside the home, but also outside the home. So Supreme Court is kind of a huge thing. Burning the system down, also a huge thing. In 2020, unless we have someone who's like, I am 100% pro-gun. Second Amendment is keep and bear arms, shall not be infringed. I would have a hard time voting for anyone else because I do actually fear. We see in Virginia right now, we gave the Democrats control. They introduced House Bill 527 or 327. I can't remember exactly what the number was, to basically outlaw any private range or any public range or any indoor range that is not owned by the government in Virginia today. This is the 2027.
I wonder if they would compensate me for future lost revenue. I mean, you want to cut me a check for like 20 mil? Go ahead.
For every infraction, they would charge you $1,000 to $100,000 and $5,000 per day per infraction if you refused to close down or operate in a building operated by the Commonwealth or the federal government.
Wouldn't that be against?
It's against everything.
Well, it's against everything. But then that's not only against the Second Amendment, but that's literally taking people's property without.
Well, is that eminent domain? Oh, they need compensation. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you ask me, so Aaron, you said your opinion. My opinion is I'll probably vote for Trump without question, because at this point, I feel I have been, and if you've listened to our show in the past several years ago, I am that guy. The third party is only the third party until it works. But you know what? I also fucking live in a reality where that's not necessarily the case, and idealism isn't always the thing that works. And for me, at this point, because I am a one-issue voter, I can't risk voting for anyone else than the one that may do the best for us. And dude, I'm not raising Trump up as an acolyte of his. I recognize his failures. I recognize a lot of that stuff, but I also think that he's the best chance that we have.
Sean, not to debate the issue, but I do want to say I am going to vote my conscience this year, or this election year, and I'm gonna vote for. I probably go third party just because I want to feel like I did the right thing, even if it for me. You know, I want to do the right thing for me.
No, that's fair. And Aaron, I want you to know right now that I'm going to negate your vote.
That's okay. That's fine. But
not really, because you're in different states.
Shut so, Jeremy, what do you think about all this?
I think Aaron is. Well, we all know what my thoughts on Aaron's are privately, at least his political stances. I'm voting for whatever Republican gets put up there. I'm not going to vote for a goddamn commie, and that's pretty much every Democrat. And you're right, third parties throwing your vote away. So,
yeah, no,
I'm more like Boogaloo 2020 over here, like just burn it all down and let's start some over. I mean, it's getting to that point where I'm like, you know, it was that whole. Remember that South Park episode where your options were a bag or a sandwich?
Yeah. No,
is that where we're at right now?
Yeah, I pretty much agree. Like, dude, it's a tough time, and that's why I'm like, you know what? I got to go with the one issue voter. Like, what is the most?
If Rand Paul was up there, I'd be voting for him in a heartbeat and liking it, but he's not going to make it. There's too many freeloaders in this country that think that it's the government's job to give them handouts and be their goddamn daddy.
Yep. I don't disagree. Aaron, last word?
Yeah, Trey Gowdy I'd vote for in a heartbeat.
I just want to point out that to Mario Scott, I'm not a secret commie. I'm not throwing my vote away because I'm a commie. I'm putting my vote where I feel like it should go. I'm giving it to the people I believe in, not just giving it to a letter.
All right. I will let you have that last word. Nick, any thoughts on should we vote for Trump? Should we not vote for Trump? I don't remember the exact question at this point. Oh, here it is.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I don't know. What are your thoughts? I've lost a lot of faith in Trump and his followers on bump stock. Statement on red flag laws. Tired of the whole Trump is playing 4D chess. Can't justify for ever voting Democrat. Is Orange Man still bad? What are your thoughts on 2020 election? Quickly-ish, because we've been talking about it for like an hour.
I don't know. I mean,
it's a great question.
It is.
I only vote Democrat.
What?
I only vote Democrat.
Is that job?
No.
Oh, all right.
Is it Jeremy for president? I would never get elected president because I would cut all welfare programs. All of them. All of them.
Then your parents, your family would, well, not your parents.
No, I take care of them like you're fucking supposed to.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. That's great that you can afford to.
What do you mean afford to? How about this? Raise better children that aren't pieces of shit and actually get good jobs and can take care of you when you get fucking older. They wiped your goddamn ass for the first 10 years of your life. You can wipe their ass for the last 10 of theirs.
Oh, you only say that because you only have one parent's ass to wipe. Okay, I'd have two.
No, you don't. You liar.
I technically do.
Well, one's alive. When was the last time you talked to him?
What year is it?
Yeah, don't lie. All right. All right. So listen, here's the thing. Ryan is back. Rion. This is the third throw. Remember the 2 shows ago, he's like, it's my first time. It didn't suck. And then he was back last week. He's back now. So, hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Ryan.
So I grew up on welfare. That is, I think I've said it on the show before, but I mean, that it's embarrassing. I grew up on welfare. When my kids were first born, she collected welfare. And then I figured out a way to rise above that. I went to the library. I got books on VMS and coding, and I learned how to do all that myself. And I've made my own path. I've forged my own path ever since. I didn't want to rely on the government to do the things and to raise my kids and to pay for me. I took personal responsibility and I bettered myself. I wasn't any better and I wasn't any worse than any other person out there. I grew up in a poor neighborhood. I grew up poor as I got one new pair of jeans like every other year. I wore used ass shoes. I grew up poor as man. Spam, which is expensive now, which is weird, but back then it was cheap. Ramen, we didn't have a lot of food. We didn't have a lot of anything. And I found a way to rise out of that cycle, to break out of that cycle. And I'm not smarter than anyone else, and I'm not better than anyone else, and I didn't have more opportunities than anyone else. I created those for myself. So that's kind of how I feel, and I am very much against social programs.
White privilege.
I saw,
True.
Well, funny story. I actually went to a high school my first year, was it sophomore year? Or no, I'm sorry, freshman year. I went to a high school that was predominantly black in a very poor neighborhood. And I had long hair because I played in bands, and I got with every single day. I got the bullied out of me. I had to throw hands every single day. I had bloody knuckles.
Like jazz hands?
No, I had to throw fists almost every single day, and I had bloody knuckles after bloody knuckles every single day. And finally, they tried to expel me, and my mom lost her because she's like, he's had to fight for his life every single day, and you're going to expel him and let these other go. And then I went to another high school that had a different socioeconomic makeup, and I did just fine. So it's not even that. I went to a very poor urban school and I stood up for myself, and that was unacceptable to that school. So I don't know, man. I came out of that system and I figured out another way to do it. And Aaron, I know we've talked about this before.
Right. I mean, I spent a lot of time in foster care.
Yeah.
And I grew up on welfare as well. It's just, but I'm not on it now. I have it. And when I don't have a job, I have 3 jobs.
I do want to be on it. Trust me.
I work hard every day, dude. And, like Jeremy says, you need to provide. And that's what I do.
Exactly. And that's the curious thing to me is that you, and I don't want to misrepresent you here.
Anybody that thinks that welfare is a viable option doesn't think much of human beings. I think people are resilient and can figure it out if they have to.
Yeah.
But the problem is if you take the stick off the carrot and just give it to the horse, he's not going to walk anywhere.
Well, I remember this very specifically from my childhood. I was probably about 12 or 13 years old, and I remember going to the welfare office with my mom. My mom was a single mom. My dad is a piece of shit. I get that. She did the best with what she could with what she had, and I love her dearly. That's how it was. I don't fault her for whatever, but I do remember going to the welfare office, and I do remember a parking lot full of Mercedes and people with fake nails and all kinds of just walking in there looking like they were about to go on the Oprah show. And I'll never forget that because I'm wearing cheap ass shoes and 2-year-old jeans because I had one pair. And I'll never forget that. What the is going on here? That just got out of a Mercedes, but she's in the same food stamp line that I am. And that perceived inequality of fairness, it stuck with me to my life even today. I would literally be homeless before I got on welfare today because I don't want the government taking care of me or anything. And Aaron, that's one of the things that I'm confused about with you is because you also work your ass off. Like, I know this. We make fun of it. We like say a lot of but I know how many jobs you work. I know how much of your day, every single day, goes to working to provide for your family so that you don't have to be on welfare, so that you don't have to take from the government teat. And it's weird because we kind of both came up poor as but we both came out of it with different political leanings. Like, you are more of a social program kind of guy. Like, you think that there's good rights and reasons for it. And I came out of it bitter as like, I will never do that because I don't ever want to be that walking into the food stamp office with fake nails and a brand new Mercedes. Yeah.
The way I look at it is, if it wasn't for welfare, I wouldn't be where I am today.
That's not true at all. I think you'd be better.
That may be the case, but it may not be. I mean, if it wasn't for welfare, I wouldn't have gotten Pell Grants and student loans that help pay for my way through college. If it wasn't for social programs, we wouldn't have the military, because that's what the military is.
No, that's an actual no. That is a fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
that is a comparison.
Is it?
I agree.
I mean, the government pays for you to work, right?
It's not a social program.
You're doing a fucking job.
You're not getting paid to work. You're getting paid to sit on your ass.
All right, I retract that statement.
Okay,
you are correct.
That's fair. Okay,
you're right. You're right.
But providing a military is actually a legitimate job of the government.
He retracted. He realized his error and fixed it. Aaron, final words on this? Oh, wait. Actually, hold on. I just saw Alex posted something. He said, when we immigrated to this country, we had to rely on welfare with very limited English, but my parents learned English extremely fast, got off welfare as soon as my father was able to find an engineering job.
And that's basically what my grandparents did too. No,
your grandparents didn't do it because welfare didn't exist when your grandparents got here.
When my grandparents got here, they didn't speak a lick of English. They learned English.
But that's the difference between the 1920s Ellis Island America and now.
Well, they came here in the 50s immigrating, or 40s immigrating from Germany and Hungary.
It really wasn't like it is nowadays.
No, nothing was like it was nowadays, though.
But that's what I'm saying. 100 years ago, 1920, when you came over here from another country, whether you spoke English or not, there was no social programs, and people still did just fine. People still came here and did fine. No social programs.
Well, I mean, the mortality, the child mortality rate was much higher back then.
That's because they didn't know what germs were.
I believe there should be a welfare program where the government provides us with ammo stamps.
That would be amazing.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
Every citizen gets at least 2 guns, a pistol and a rifle. Government should pay for it.
I have now forgotten what the question was, which means that it is time to move on.
I'm on my way to collect my government magazines.
Mr. Roboto, that would be awesome. Mr. Roboto says, I'll be looking into getting a plate carrier after the holidays. Do you guys have any recommendations? I'll also need to buy some plates. I would assume I could get it all in one bundle together. That's the question. Do we have any recommendations on plates?
Do you want ceramic or steel?
Ceramic. The answer is I want ceramic.
So some of the issues you're going to find is like ceramic. They're a lot thicker than steel, but also a lot lighter because they're basically Kevlar with ceramic in front of it versus steel, which is steel.
Well, and the question is like, what level of plates do you want? Do you want them to stop? What is it? 3A plus? It'll stop some 5.56 and.
Well, level 3 hard armor versus level 3A soft armor. So you got to go to harder soft armor.
So I was just looking. I was just talking to a buddy about this. So I have some AR-500 stuff. I've got Aaron. What's the company that?
Caddy. Come and take it.
Oh yeah, KD Armor, CATI. Got some of their stuff. We've got some of the soft armor from. I'm drawing a blank now.
I mean, we've had armor people on the show.
Yeah, we have. But honestly,
you should get that armor-plated helmet or baseball cap. You'll be fine.
Shut up. So I will say that Tyr Tactical, TYR Tactical, is having a closeout right now. It's 66% off, and I think you can get like a set of plates for $199.
Do you guys really think that the plate carrier is? So a Rothko plate carrier versus a Mayflower plate carrier, you're looking at a difference between probably about $200 between the two, but they both hold plates.
Dude, there's a huge difference in the way they fit.
I had a
Mayflower.
Well, I have a Mayflower, and I had a not Rothko, but what's the other? Condor, a Condor plate carrier, similar size, similar shape, but yeah, the Mayflower is way more comfortable.
It's weird. It makes a difference in just having a couple different plate carriers. Like I've seen, and I actually have a couple Condors. It's a pretty big difference. Like it's really weird. Like just the way they fit, like their usability is way different than some of my more expensive carriers.
I just want to say good night, Ryan. Thanks for joining us.
Ryan. So the answer to this, I don't know a whole lot about this company. I don't know what their quality is like. I haven't looked into them a whole lot. But there's a company called Hoplite Armor. They are out of Kalispell, Montana, which is of course my hometown, and they have an Aloha plate carrier available
for the boog, for the big igloo, for the big luau.
That's right, which has a Hawaiian print on it that comes in white with a red blood splatter look. And then they have it in black on black, tan on tan, and green on green.
Crime.
Wow, Aaron, why you got to make it racist like that?
So
green on green is not carrier. Racist. Aliens.
That's just the carrier. They also have plates available that you can buy from them.
Just the carrier was $300.
Yep.
Yeah. So these armor from Tier Tactical, it's $199.95. AR-500 has some good armor. There's a lot of stuff out there.
Plate carrier and armor packages.
All right, robot.
Yeah, what'd you just say?
AR-500 has some good plate carrier armor packages.
Yeah. And I would genuinely say ceramic if you can get it. And it looks like the $199.95 is their tactical ultra low vis ballistic plates, which is ceramic with a black polyurea outer coating. So that's a deal for ceramic.
Well, I mean, there's a trade-off between ceramic and steel too, and it's not just weight and thickness.
It's the amount of times you can get shot with it.
Yeah, steel will take more damage, but you have to wear that all day long.
And not just your front plate and your back plate, but your side plates and your crotch plate or your groin plate.
Yeah, I'm not wearing a plate. Right. That's not happening.
Well, I am because...
Here it is. This is also Hoplite Armor. They have a black T-shirt that they call the Stealth Carrier. And it holds a front and back plate as well as a plate on either arm. The shirt's $40, and then all the plates are, you got to buy separately or whatever.
Can you shoot that link over?
It's $300 for this shirt and the plates.
It's pre-order.
Yeah, it's not available yet.
That's okay. Can you send it over because I want to contact them and get
Hoplite, Hoplite armor.
Okay, can you send it over?
Just Google it.
No, you can send it over. So the guy who's
okay,
you're God, you're the worst at this too. You're just email it to me. I'm like, dude, I just told you what it is. Email it to me,
dude. Here's the reason, because if it's not in my email and I can't actually set it as unread, I will never get to it.
Here's the thing, Aaron. I'm gonna have to look this up on my phone and then copy the link and then open Slack and send it to you.
All right, appreciate it.
Because I can't open Slack on my computer without it freezing.
LMGTFY.
No.
Let me Google that for you.
Okay, then do it. I'll let you Google that for me.
Okay, you know what? Hold on. Let me Google that for you.com. Hoplite Armor.
So also when you look at, if you're going to go steel, there's different coatings on there, like anti-spalling coatings. I don't know how well those work. I've never been shot while wearing them.
They work pretty good. Remember, we tested that with.
Oh yeah, we put balloons around it and shot it.
Yeah.
So there's something to consider as well.
Yeah, I have some AR-500 down at the store with Line-X on it.
I just spray all mine with Rhino lining. You'll be fine.
Yeah, Line-X is a different version of Rhino liner.
In fact, I spray my plate carrier with Rhino lining.
I believe that.
You'll be fine. It's waterproof now. It's everything proof.
Nice. All right, next question, Jeremy.
Steve L says, thank you for reading and discussing my long-winded question on episode 134. I really just wanted to get a conversation going about changing our message, as the one I hear doesn't seem to be working. I do think my point wasn't made correctly. The tax I was referring to is the Pittman-Robertson Act. That tax is there and that ship has sailed. I don't think it is reasonable to think we're going to get it repealed. Instead, I think we can influence how it is used better to protect our two-way right. There are a lot of conservation projects and organizations vying for that. Oh, it moved.
Sorry.
Quit moving.
Sorry. You skipped the question. What do you want me to do?
There are a lot of no.
Yeah, you skipped the one from Bronny B.
Oh, you want me to just read that one?
No, you've already read half this.
There are a lot of conservation projects and organizations vying for that money. If we find one that works with us, we can be a lot of support that they would not otherwise have towards their project. A tit for tat thing. We help them get their project if they include something like a range in their project. So we get to use the conservation funding for something protecting our two-way right, and we help the conservation. I understand and appreciate what Matthias was saying and appreciate that input. With that thought, I like Jeremy's idea of organizing the content creators to do some kind of themed time period. Then it shows a unity in the community, and it does not come off as disingenuous. Anyways, thank you for giving my thoughts exposure and keep up the great show. Hashtag SSB, # WLS is life, tic-tac-toe, gun cult.
All right. Jeremy, what do you think?
I don't remember the earlier question.
Me either. I didn't listen to any of it. And now I was just trying to defer to you.
I don't remember what it was.
It says, all I said with that thought, I like Jeremy's idea of organizing content creators to do some kind of themed time period. What was the question? Pittman Robertson, we talked about that. Taxes there, ship has sailed. A lot of conservation. Actually, maybe there was no question. He was just clarifying after the destruction we did on his original question. Aaron?
I'm looking at this plate carrier for T-shirts, and it looks terrible because it doesn't even cover your heart. It just, your sternum is the only thing it protects.
What?
You're looking at the wrong one.
Yeah. It covers your heart completely.
The one that's a T-shirt that's sewn into the shirt.
The stealth
there are two
T-shirt
of them.
carrier sappy plate
the stealth
combo.
T-shirt trauma plate carrier.
Not the trauma one.
The other one.
Well, okay. Because, the trauma one just has, your sternum.
I put the link in Slack for you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so that was an update. Bronny B says, I'm looking at getting a new OU 12 gauge for shooting clays. I've used the same cheap Steger for the last 10 years, and it has a lot to be desired. Extraction is unreliable, and it just doesn't have a good fit, feel, and finish that makes manipulation unpleasant. I know I don't need to break the bank since I outshoot half the FUDs with Blazers, but what can I get for under 1K that's an upgrade from the Steger? The new CZ all-terrains look nice. So under $1,000 for a 12-gauge over-under for shooting clays. This is outside my wheelhouse. Do you guys have any ideas?
Yeah, the CZs are nice. Actually, look at I don't know how good they are, but I just ordered some Black Aces tacticals for my store, and they make an over under. Now it's a short barrel over under. I don't know if they come with any longer barrels, but it's very it's very Call of Duty. The over under double barrel that you get in, which one was that? The last one, the one before this one?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
There was an over-under double barrel instead of a side-by-side double barrel in one of the Call of Duties with like this stupid short barrel. That's what the Black Aces tactical more looks like. Probably wouldn't be good for clays because it's only like an 18 or 20-inch barrel. Yeah, get a CZ. They're pretty nice. I mean, it's not a Perazzi, but.
All right, Nick, any input on that? He's laughing at Matt L's question. Aaron, want to shoot 3-gun next month in Michigan at the Tactical Polar Shoot? I want to see you get DQ'd for breaking the 180.
I didn't break the 180. The guy was wrong.
I wasn't there, so I won't speak to it.
I was. You broke the 180.
I didn't.
You did.
I don't. How do you trust a guy who shoots his own gun during the competition? You can't.
It wasn't the same guy, dude.
Yeah, it was the exact same guy.
No, it wasn't.
It was. I was there. It was the guy. Yes. Anyhow,
It was not Billy.
He was like, Aaron is such a great threat to my score that I better DQ him.
So the question is, Aaron, do you want to go shoot 3-gun with Matt?
No, Matt, I'm good. Thanks, Matt.
Nick, next question.
All right.
All right.
Giggity.
K Dubs says, quick question. Why is Uncle Gito not a fan of BCM? I'm not a fanboy, just curious. I do own one of their mid-lengths and think it's a sweet shooter. It's a real sweet shooter, man. And I use their stocks, grips, and charging handles. Their muzzle brakes work well, too. I am a fanboy. Thanks for all the content. Well, Uncle Gito?
Yeah.
Gito.
It's like Cheeto with the J.
Hey, Uncle Guido.
No, I got the nickname Gito when I was a kid because me and my older brother are only a year apart, like almost to the day, and he couldn't say Jeremy when he was a year old, so he called me Gito, and the name stuck. So like the first 8 years of my life, I was Gito, and then when my nieces and nephew were born, they refer to me as Uncle Gito. So that's how that happened. But no, I just worked on a couple that pissed me off, being ornery little, and it just made me hate BCM because just like 3 of them pissed me off working on them.
I don't know.
Nothing to do with the gun itself. I bled a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, they make an excellent product.
Yeah, I was like,
it just angered me.
yeah, I thought they were good. Nick, any experience with them besides that?
Yeah, I've messed with a lot of their stuff, and I've been impressed by all of it. Like their grips and stuff don't really fit my hand, but like the quality is nice, and if it's comfortable for you, then rock it.
All right, fair enough. Aaron, any thoughts on BCM?
I used to have one of their hats I really liked. I got a SHOT Show.
Aaron, you've got the next question.
All right. It's from Matt L. Dear WLS, unfortunately, I know none of you are lawyers, but I figured it would be a good question to ask, considering some of you have an SOT now. If you use a registered NFA item such as an SBR, SBS, or suppressed in a self-defense situation, can the cops legally confiscate your NFA item? Technically speaking, that item is registered to you as an individual. As far as I know, if you hold a tax stamp and are pulled over in your vehicle, or even in the at the range shooting, a Leo or whoever can ask to see this tax stamp, but I'm sure you don't have to show them and call them and tell them to f*** off. This is just something that I was thinking about and considering. I now keep a suppressed 300 Blackout as just one of my guns for home defense. Thanks for everything. Hashtag WLS is life. Hashtag SSB. Hashtag gun cult. Hashtag savage.
That's a good question. So you've got a tax stamp. It belongs to you. I think that, yeah, they could confiscate it if you used it, and you would have to go through their processes to get it back.
Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, they're a government agency. They would be able to take it.
Yeah, like, I mean, even if they weren't legally allowed to do it, like, you could fight that fight, but they've already taken it.
I don't see how they wouldn't be legally allowed to do it.
I don't either. Does the authority of...
It'd be real awkward if the ATF was like, hey, where's that gun? And you're like, cops have it.
Right.
Go talk to them. And then they're like, well, that's illegal. It's not in your possession. Like,
but there's got to be some sort of exemption or something for...
They stole it.
I mean, they did.
Yeah,
but,
actually.
But there's got to be some sort of exemption for... for like law enforcement confiscation or something.
This just reminded me that
I mean, law enforcement can take like cocaine and put it into evidence.
Yeah, that's true. What about do they require? Is there an FFL required for them to give you back your firearm?
No, because it's your legally owned thing. You are a taxpayer, You've paid the tax to own the item. So, no, I don't think so. Because, wait, what was your question?
Have you seen a new Ford Bronco?
No.
Oh, it looks so sweet.
That wasn't your question, though.
That was my question.
What if law enforcement came and took your new Ford Bronco?
Oh, my gosh.
Could they legally do that?
They took OJ's, didn't they?
Probably.
I owned an 88 Bronco.
Did you see the new one?
No.
Dude, I want one. It looks beautiful. And I believe the top pops off like the original.
Technically, all roofs come off with a Sawzall.
Yeah, technically, but this one's meant to come off without a Sawzall.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that they would have to give it back to you. You're the legal owner. They wouldn't be able to require to get you another tax stamp or anything like that. You've already paid the tax, and you have it. If you were an SOT, like you are the special occupational taxpayer, so they would have to give it back to you. And don't forget that, like, you could send yourself a gun in another state. So if you're going to let's say you're going to Michigan for this 3-gun match that Aaron just agreed to go to, and you didn't want to fly with all your guns, you could ship them to the hotel that you're staying at. They could accept them, sign for them. And as long as they don't open them when you get there, you actually tell them that these are my packages. They check your ID. You get the packages. You can open them. And that's completely legal. It's kind of the same thing, right? Like, you are the person who owns those items, even if it's an NFA item. I don't think that they would be able to do anything like that.
Who's this dumb that doesn't know what a Sawzall is?
Sawzall?
A Sawzall?
William Husk?
A Sawzall, dude.
Sawzall.
Yeah, you like that? It's a Sawzall.
Would you like me to call it by its proper name, a reciprocating saw?
It basically looks like it's a long saw with a reciprocating blade on it.
I think really.
You ever see the nose where they put a on it?
I was just about to say, they do make an attachment.
I think you just need to go check out Bob Law's Law Blog. And then everything will be fine. Let's see. I think that'll do it for the questions tonight. Go to welikeshooting.com/DearWLS to enter yours. And it is time for the next segment. But before we do, let's talk about rubber dummies. Oh, he said Aaron says Sawzall, and then Funkmaster Fat said Aaron says Sawzall. He's making fun of Aaron. And then Ethan said Sean is in those. What? I mean, I'm in a lot of. We just don't film them.
You know what probably sucks?
It is.
What probably
Trust
sucks
me.
is,
Well.
oh my god. What probably sucks with those attachments is, you know how like with the Sawzall blade sometimes you can like catch it and it'll bend or snap.
Oh yeah.
Does that happen with those, John?
I don't know. I
figured
tell
you
you
would be
that
the person to know.
cameraman Steve his hand up with Sawzall a few weeks ago.
Nice.
With a one?
You're really enunciating those L's, aren't you?
Sawzall.
Sawzall.
It's Bob Law's Law Blog. Or wait, I'm sorry. It's what is it? Bob Loblaw's Law Blog?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it's
That
Bob.
reminds me of a f***ing band.
What band?
Honest Bob and the Factory to Dealer Incentives.
Okay.
Bob says, can a rubber dummy be defeated via a Sawzall?
Yes.
Yes. So rubber dummies, go check them out. It is a Target. We have the old versions. We have the new versions. We've got the old metal stands. We've got the new 2x4 stands. We've got it all. And they're awesome. We take them to the range every single time we go. Even if it's just like zeroing, because you're like, oh, I'm aiming towards the left nipple. And you can shoot there, and they're awesome. And they will last for a very freaking long time. I know tons of you guys are actually buying rubber dummies. I see the sales reports. Like, they're a great target. And at rubberdummies.com, coupon code is going to be WLS, and it's going to save you 10% off. If you missed out on the 15% off coupon, I'm sorry. You should have done it in December. I told you. I warned you. Now it's 10%, and you're going to have to deal with it, and that's all there is to it. Rubberdummies.com. This is Not Guns.
Not guns, not gear, just the gag. Hashtag not guns.
Aaron, what do you have for us this week?
I just kind of wondered what you guys liked on your pizzas.
Dude, a ton of Italian sausage and pepperoni.
That's
But
it.
no, like sauce or cheese or anything.
Okay.
Well, I think that's implied. As
It is. Like sauce and cheese and crust are implied on a pizza. And then, so double Italian sausage, maybe
That's
single or even double pepperoni.
Sean's all about that double Italian sausage, if you know what I'm saying.
Hey, whatever. That, or even like a full meat pizza, but no ground beef. Like I can have all the meat in the universe, but don't f***ing put ground beef on a pizza. Like Angel and I just got one, and it was like the meat pizza, no ground beef, double Italian sausage. It was f***ing amazing. That's what I like. Don't put f***ing mushrooms, green peppers, onions, even f***ing olives. Go f*** yourself. I'm out of it.
Wow.
And I will also say this: Canadian bacon, pineapple, totally fine with it. Don't even care. Not embarrassed. Nick, what do you think?
I'm all right with pepperoni. Sausage, I can take or leave. Some pepperoni on a pizza with some mushrooms and some olives and maybe jalapeno. Very good.
Interesting. How about you, Jeremy?
No rabbit food.
No, well, obviously. My favorite when it's done well is buffalo chicken pizza.
Yeah, whenever we go to your place and you're like, let's get some pizza, it's always the buffalo
Always.
chicken pizza.
Always.
Or the pizza joint in town makes a Philly cheesesteak that I would kill for. But luckily, it's only like $20.
I like that place, but dude, I don't want all the special. Like, I don't f***ing want a Philadelphia cheesesteak sandwich on a pizza. Like, I want a pizza. I want
Well, if we're going
pepperoni.
traditional toppings, pepperoni. All the pepperoni and extra cheese. Like, when I was a kid, the pepperoni lovers at Pizza Hut, that was like the pizza.
I don't want f***ing extra cheese either. I'm not a huge cheese fan. I like cheese on pizza. I like cheeseburgers, clearly. But don't f- around with like 4 kinds of cheese. Don't f***ing try to feed me some just like cheddar slices. Like, f*** off with that. If I'm going to waste it, I want it just normal. I just want a f***ing pizza with a lot of meat on it. That's it. Aaron, how about you?
Like, if I was going to go with a traditional style pizza, it would be just pepperoni and yellow peppers, the pepperoncinos.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I like pepperoncinis.
Yeah, I love just getting
pepperoncinis.
Pepperoncinis.
And pepperoncinos.
pepperoncinos. I like those are my that would be like the go-to pizza. But if I was like, we have a mod pizza by us, and what I normally do is instead of having red sauce on there, I put olive oil because I'm not, red sauce is okay. It's fine on a pizza, but I prefer it without.
Alfredo.
I don't like white pizza.
So I'll have either an olive oil and garlic based sauce put on there, rub on there, and then you can put the cheese and toppings on top of that. It tastes really good that way too. Yeah, or pesto. Yeah, pesto is good as well.
Let's see how to pronounce that word. Here we go. Hold on.
Pepperoncini.
Oh, hold on. Here we go. And
Pepperoncini.
pepperoncini.
That sounds terrible. I don't believe that person.
It's the English mistress.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Here's Emma.
But that one is spelled differently, isn't it?
Pepperoncini. Hold on.
That sounds like two different things.
I hope it's going to play. I don't know.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncinos.
No, pepperoncini.
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 Pepperoncinos.
No, there's no yos.
I'm putting yos on there. Yo, I want that.
Is it normally spelled with an O like that?
Pepperoncinis. Pepperoncini. I think so.
Pepperoncini.
Also, for the record, you said like pepper on
Pepperoncini.
something like Oncino or Oncini or something.
Look, we're all learning
Because
right
it
now
made me
how to
think of
say it.
Encino Man.
Pepperoncino man. Pepper.
Yeah, like today I learned. I had always heard them called like peppercini.
Yeah, pepperoncini. Pepperoncini, says the fish when he's
See, I always heard them as pepperoncinos,
No, they're not banana peppers. It's a completely different kind of pepper.
but it's the same color, yellow.
actually
Banana yellow. You know what's actually pretty good on a pizza too? Like the only way I like pizza with chicken is if it has pesto. Like
Yeah, I agree with that.
yeah, pesto and chicken.
I don't want
Very
pesto
good.
on my pizza.
If the pizza has chicken on it, that's the only acceptable sauce choice.
I love pesto.
Get a pizza made with Alfredo instead of red sauce.
I don't want it.
Yeah, I don't like Alfredo.
I don't want
it.
I don't like it. I don't.
You don't like Alfredo?
No,
I like Alfredo.
not on a pizza.
On pasta, you put it on a pizza, you could go yourself.
It's too much.
Okay.
It's too rich.
I also like taking Parmesan and putting it on top, and
Crushed red peppers.
Yeah,
red pepper flakes.
same.
Yeah.
Always.
And then sometimes if I really want to feel fat the next day, which is pretty much every day, ranch and sriracha mixed together and then dip it for dipping on the pizza.
All right.
Okay, it's like a spicy ranch. A spicy ranch.
It's a spicy meatball.
But it can't be like a pre-mixed sriracha ranch. You gotta mix it yourself.
All right, good stuff. That is Pizza by We Like Shooting. And now let's talk about... Brought to you by SDI, the Sonoran Desert Institute. Go check them out, sdi.edu. And if you're interested in gunsmithing, learning how to do that stuff, they can definitely help you. If you have a GI Bill, even better. This is making news. Aaron, what do you have for us tonight?
For UCZ fans out there, they're coming out with a special edition 45th anniversary CZ75B.
I'm listening.
Yeah, so it basically is a CC75 that's all looks like chromed out with almost looks like pearl handles with a ton of inlay work on both. And honestly, I'm not, I don't want my guns to look like this. I like a standard gun. I don't want it to be all fancied out.
Yeah, it's got too much fleur-de-lis and, well,
flexing force.
I mean, it's cool. I just don't want it. Like, I want to look at it in a museum, and especially for $1,720.
That's the gun you buy, you stick in the box, you stick in the safe, and then 50 years from now, you make some money on it.
You sell it to some FUD because they're the only ones that care about guns like this.
So in 50 years from now, would we be the FUDs?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
We'll be
Actually,
like
in
these.
50 years from now, Sean will be dead.
We'll be like these kids with their phased plasma rifles in the 40-watt range. Pff, who needs that?
I mean, Jeremy's going to die before all of us, so
Yeah, that's true.
I don't understand your point.
What I dislike about this is that while the engraving is kind of pretty, it doesn't really like fit the lines of the gun. It just looks like they scaled some engraving to fit, and then they were like, yeah, that's what we're going to go with.
I agree.
It's not like complimentary of the shape of the gun, really.
No, it's actually just like, yeah, you're right. It's add-on. I don't like it. Hate
All
it.
right. Jeremy, hate it, love it.
I don't
care.
love it, but I mean, it's all right.
All right, moving on. Smith & Wesson now has taken a lot of their 2.0 pistols and made them competition with their performance center as a performance center.
Yes. So we recently signed a new deal with Smith & Wesson to be one of their testing and evaluation providers. So I'm really excited. We'll be seeing a lot of performance center stuff. The first thing that we're going to see is the 380 Easy. The 9mm M&P Shield Easy.
I already have one in the store.
Performance center, you got to add that in there too.
Well, not the performance center, but then the next thing I told her that I wanted to see a lot of is the performance center stuff. So we'll be seeing a lot of Smith & Wesson stuff coming through the office here. And this is awesome. I
know you are a huge fanboy of the M&Ps, so
it's not even like a fanboy. Like, I shoot them better than
really
anything
well.
else.
Yes,
I love them.
No, you are a fanboy.
That's fair. You know what? That's fair. Talking about the SOT earlier, remember me that I sent a suppressor back for repair today, and I had to log it out of my books.
You're not like M&P. You're like M&RE.
Oh wow! Next story. Off, Jeremy.
Well, Jeremy, are you kind of excited about the performance center stuff?
I don't give
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeremy shoots Springfield. He can go himself.
This is true.
Dude, I got an FN on my hip, and my last gun was a CZ. Off.
Okay, so you.
I mean, I still like my Springfields, but
full on autism.
Jeremy has skinny pants, and he's becoming a hipster. We get it,
dude. Is this what I have to look forward to? This.
Vortex details have leaked about the new Vortex Razor HD Gen 3.
Leaked
the 1x10.
everywhere. Yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Is this something you'd be interested in? 1x10 though, that's a little bit farther than I know you like to work on. You like a 1x6,
dude? No,
that is going to be fucking expensive.
Okay,
everything is in range, guys.
Dude, a couple things. So first off, it's a first focal plane. I don't like first focal plane LPVOs. A 1-10 is awesome. Like if you talk to Ryan Kleckner, he's like, yeah, I'm at 10x pretty much all the time. Most scout snipers are at 10x. That they never go above that. So this is pretty cool. Depending on the reticle, depending on a lot of different things like vortex quality, and this price range is awesome. I love it. $2,900.
What?
Yeah.
Is your Razor HD a
it's a 1-6.
No, is it a first focal plane or
they're
second?
probably going to retail for about
25.
No, $2,000.
$900 off MSRP.
I say about 20.
Markup on scopes is usually from MSRP. Markup is usually about 100% from dealer cost.
Yeah. So I've got a 1-6 in this, and it's fucking awesome. Like, dude, you really can tell, but it is really expensive.
A couple of things here. One, it has caps turrets, which are great on like a 1-4, 1-6, 1-8 even, because you are probably just going to set that and then use the reticle stuff to adjust windage and stuff. But when you're getting into like 1-9, 1-10 and up, it seems like you're kind of getting into the range where you may want to adjust stuff a little bit. Plus, I'm interested to see what this reticle looks like, because
same, like
you might have 10 power and you might be able to see stuff out at 1,000 yards, but if your reticle is kind of nuts, it may be hard to land those shots still.
Covering everything up.
I mean, my 6-24 power Viper PST, I still got you can't see the target at 24 power. You have to back it off to like 16 at the most to even see on a first focal plane.
Yeah, because it's so hard. Also,
it drops out of the bottom.
Right. So this one, it's 34 millimeter tube, so it's big. It's letting a lot of light in. That's abnormal, I think. I'm pretty sure mine's a 30 or a 32.
The 34 millimeter stuff isn't super uncommon.
No, it's not uncommon. It's just different.
Yeah, and it does seem like it's getting to be a little more popular, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean, more light is a good thing. Dude, it looks fucking sick. I'm excited to see it. We're gonna see it Wednesday.
But that is that's half my thermals right there.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, and finally, TriStar, which has been killing it with different kinds of shotguns, has come out with their Trinity over/under shotgun.
So we just had a question about that. MSRP is $685 to $700 for this. I don't know much about TriStar. They look pretty, but that's literally all I have to provide. Jeremy says Dr. Pepper and vitamin water.
I don't think that's really vitamin water in there.
No, he said if they got them mixed up. I'm not going to mix up a 2-liter and a 20-ounce.
Good to know. So yeah, TriStar has been coming out with a lot of different shotguns. They have a lot of sporting. Oh, we were just talking about, the guy was asking about.
I just said that.
Okay. Oh, well, you said we had a question about it. I didn't realize what you were referring to.
the question.
Cheap Turkish shotguns are not a new thing.
No, they are not at all.
I remember my buddy back in 2005 or 6. They were in Turkey on a
turkey hunt.
No, he was in the Marine Corps, and they stopped in Turkey for like a week. So he had like a week liberty in Turkey, and he went out and he bought 2 shotguns while he was there, and then shipped them back to the U.S. And they have to go through customs and everything. So they pretty much hold them at customs until you get back, and then you have to go get them. And as far as I'm aware, one of them was not import compliant. I don't know if he ever actually got that shotgun. But he was in Turkey and he paid American money, so he said he only paid like $75 for it. He's like, here you go.
Yeah, I don't know much about TriStar, but we should reach out to them.
It wasn't TriStar. It was
I know. I was just bringing it back to the question.
Hooglo,
It's not a question.
something like that.
So we should try to get some TriStar in, Aaron.
Okay, I'll reach out to them. They have that interesting AR looking one too, the AR shotgun. Mm-hmm. So they have some interesting stuff.
If they got if they got some side by sides and some over unders, we could all get together and have a clay day.
Yes.
Or we could go on a dove hunt.
Or
we could just buy some clay and we can have a clay day and we can make
That's
stuff.
not cool.
Or
because
I
you
could
can't
talk
eat
to
clay.
one of the local shooting clubs around here, and we could do we could shoot some video and do sporting clay matches.
Or we could
and film
recommend
it.
people go to lovewls.com. It's a place you can support the show. It's got a few things. It's got the Rooftop Rewards program, the Gun Cult, a list of our advertisers, all the coupon codes, and links to their websites. It's got our swag store, like this We Like Shooting Patreon shirt. Nick?
Not today.
Aaron?
My ring.
Oh, Colt ring. There you go. All that stuff is available there at lovewls.com. And join a gun-related advocacy group such as the Second Amendment Foundation, Firearms Policy Coalition, Gun Owners of America, all that good stuff. They're all out there. But more importantly, get involved. These are individual rights, and if we don't fight for them as individuals, then we are not doing any good for anybody ever.
Yeah, but it's a lot easier to fight an invading force as a group than an individual.
True that. Bob says we don't do Patreon. We don't do Patreon. We have our own crowdfunding option, theguncult.com. We're doing a huge purge. It's the Purge 2020. If you want to know what that is, join the Gun Cult and join the Facebook group, and you'll find out. Suicide prevention line, we always give that out 136 times on this show, 332 times on the other show. The number is 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-TALK, or you can even text the number 741-741. And for the people with a very small attention span, they are looking at putting out a 3-digit number that you'll be able to text very soon. Guys, we're here live every week on Monday and Wednesday night. We're going to be normal next week, but then the following week is going to be shot shows, so things will be a little bit right there. So keep an eye on our website, welikeshooting.com/show, or just our Facebook page, Instagram, all that good stuff. We'll announce everything that's going on there. And we're live here on almost every Monday and Wednesday nights, but we're on demand every single day. welikeshooting.com/show to subscribe. And as we always say, thanks for listening. Get some medical training and
don't shoot George straight.
What? Yeah,
I like how you didn't even spell his name right in the.
Do I have to? Am I required to?
I mean, I just thought it was funny.
No, you didn't. You just wanted to pick on me.
So if we all go and shoot plays, who is going to pull the Dick Cheney and who's going to get Dick Cheneyed?
You're going to get Dick Cheneyed, and Jeremy and I are going to Dick Cheney all of you.
You know what? Dick Cheney doesn't mean what you think it means. Sean.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
just
think it
going to
does.
skeet Aaron in the face.
We knew you were gay, Jeremy.
From the windows to the walls.
It's not gay if there's more than 10-foot drop.
No, I think it's still gay.
It's double gay.
Yeah, because that requires more effort.
Yeah.
Jam.
This is the worst day of my life.
Guess what comes in tomorrow, or should supposed to come in tomorrow?
You're 1022?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
You're
What?
They're going to drop?
Did you think that show was worth $1? Help the cast by visiting lovewls.com.